Alright guys, I just finished filming the video, but I'm going to put this in the beginning so that you guys can get context. I am active duty military, so in order for this plan to work, this specific plan that I'm going to be breaking down today for you guys, you're going to need to use the post 9/11 GI Bill. So that means that you're going to have to serve in the military for 4 years honorably, at least 4 years, 4 years, 6 years, whatever, right? 15 years, in order to make this work. So that's one thing that you need for sure. And the other thing is, if you are going to have the post 9/11 GI Bill, you need to be able to find a place to live for free for 4 years. Those two things, and you can do this plan. So stay tuned for the rest of the video to find out how. Alright, what's up guys? So, I want to make this video so I can show you how to become a millionaire pretty easily without any risk after a measly 4-year little enlistment, alright? So check this out. This is a real estate investment plan. It's going to require a couple things. So, I'm 20 years old right now. We're going to fast forward to me being 26 years old. Right? I'm 26 years old, man. I'm back home, chilling with my family, and I have the unique situation where I can live with my parents for free when I move back home. So maybe you're in the same boat, maybe you're not, but for my personal real estate plan, this is going to help me, and I'm 1,000% going to leverage being able to live at home for free with my parents. So shout out to you, mom and dad, if you're watching this. Thanks for hooking me up. So I'm going to buy a house, and it's going to cost $165,000. Now you might be like, well, damn, dude, houses don't cost $165,000 where I live. But that's okay, because this plan will work for wherever you live. Hell yeah, you guys get a nice little view of my perlet. So, I'm 26 years old. I buy a house for $165,000. That's definitely backwards. Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna have to do a little flipperoonie. How do I flip that? There we go. Little technical difficulties, but we were able to get it to work. All right, I'm buying a house for $165,000. I'm living at home with my parents for free, so I'm buying this house as an investment property. I'm gonna put 20% down on that ass. 20% of 165 is gonna be $33,000. I'm gonna get out with at least $33,000. I'm gonna get out with a whole lot more than that, but $33,000 of it is going towards the down payment. So my leftover loan is 132,000 is my leftover loan. My mortgage on that, on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage with a 3.75% interest rate, my payment is going to be $630 a month. Now you might be like, what the hell? That don't make no damn sense. Well, when you have a mortgage, you are paying PITI. P stands for principal, right? That's the money going towards the loan. 132K is the loan. The I is interest. That's the 3.75. The bank ain't gonna let you get $132,000 for nothing. They want to make some money back, so that's interest. The T is taxes. You pay taxes on that property. And the I is insurance. You also pay insurance on that property. And if you don't have 20% down, or depending on your loan type, you might have to pay insurance on the loan. So you pay insurance on the property, and you also pay insurance on the loan. So that's the PITI. I got a napkin thing laying around somewhere. Here we go. Erase the PITI. So this is just the P and the I. That's just the principal and the interest. The 630 is straight up a mathematical calculation that you get from figuring out $132,000 with a 3.75% interest rate paid back over 30 years. You're getting $630 a month. We're gonna round that up to $800. Why am I rounding that up? Because I forgot about the T and the I. Right? The taxes and insurance. Hey, maybe they're going to be more, maybe they're going to be less. I don't know. I'm going to round up to 800 for simplicity. All right? Just got to make sure that thing's still recording on me. Okay. So, like I said, I'm not living in this property. I'm renting it out. So, I'm living at home for free with my parents. I'm going to rent it out. In the real world, I would rent out this house for $1,200. $1,200 a month would be the rent. But for this scenario, just so I can explain to you guys the mathematical calculation, I'm just going to go ahead and say they're going to cover the mortgage. So whatever the mortgage is, if it's $800, if it's $900, whatever the number comes out to be after you account for the taxes and insurance, I'm going to say the tenants take care of it. They're going to be doing more than taking care of it. I'll be cash flowing money every month. I'll be getting checks in the mail. I'll pay my mortgage and I'll have money left over. But in this mathematical calculation, I'm not accounting for it. I'm not mad. I'm just throwing my pen. All right. So the tenants are paying for my mortgage. So theoretically, in a perfect la-la land, if they lived in this house for 30 years, I would now own the house. They'd pay down the loan of the property, and then I wouldn't have to worry about paying it. But that's in a perfect world. So, at the moment, they're paying off the mortgage. Now, I'm leveraging, in this plan, I'm leveraging the post 9/11 GI Bill. If any of you are familiar with the post 9/11 GI Bill, you get BAH every single month that you're in school full time. So you are in school 9 out of the 12 months of the year. You are in school full time. So that means I'm going to get 9 checks. 9 checks in the mail. And they're going to be BAH checks. So 9 times my BAH. BAH. And this BAH rate is based on the zip code of your school. So the school that I plan on going to, the BAH is $1,767. Okay, so I'm going to get that 9 times out of the year. I'm then going to take that 1,767 and I'm going to be working a part-time job along with this. So we're going to do the 1,767. I'm going to add $733 working a part-time job. I'm going to school full-time and I'm working a part-time job at Mickey D's, mowing lawns, Home Depot, whatever, right? And these two numbers add up to $2,500. We all still tracking? No one got lost in the sauce, hopefully? So check this out. The loan's $132,000. I got tenants living in there. They're paying for it every single month. I live in my parents' house for free. I'm going to take this 1,767 BAH that I get 9 months out of the 12 of the year. I'm going to take it and I'm going to act like I'm not getting it. I'm going to have to exercise a lot of self-discipline here. I'm going to act like I'm not getting that money and I'm going to roll it over into the mortgage. I'm rolling it over into the 132. It's going straight there. And it's also going there along with the 733, which adds up to $2,500 a month. So $2,500 a month is going to be going on this loan extra on top of the tenants paying the mortgage. If you run the put on your little nerd glasses, let's run the calculations real quick. The house gets paid off in 3 years and 10 months. You can do the math on your own if you want, but I've already done the math. You can actually go to the Dave Ramsey mortgage payoff calculator online. Just type in Dave Ramsey mortgage payoff calculator and then click the first link. It'll take you to his website and you can figure out these numbers for yourself. You'll enter the loan amount, you'll enter the interest rate, you'll enter how many years is left on it, all that fun stuff, and you'll be able to figure out this number for yourself. But the house gets paid off in 3 years and 10 months. I'm 20 years old right now. I'll be 22 when I get out of the military. 22 years old, right? So that means at the age of 26, I could theoretically have a paid off house. At 26. And my new net worth would be the value of the property. 165 grand would be my net worth at 26. Not only that, but let's say the property appreciates a little bit. Maybe my net worth's 200 grand. Maybe it's 250 grand, right? Who knows? And I own the property in cash. So if I'm still living at home with my parents for free, I'm now banking the complete rent amount. So I'm no longer having to pay the mortgage. I'm just banking it every month if I live at home with my parents for free. But here's the kicker. Now you could say, oh great dude, you move out of your parents' house and you move into this paid off house and you just live mortgage free for the rest of your life. Wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a nice life, man. That's a good life right there. Never having to worry about paying a mortgage. But why not use my mind, my finance brain, and try to turn this into a retirement plan? Try to make some passive income from this. Passive income is income that you do not have to work for. right? Earned income, I'm going to a job, I'm working. Passive income is from stocks. It's from a business that's hands-off. So a business that I don't physically need to be there to make money. It's from it's from cash flow positive real estate. All those kind of things. That's what passive income is. It's income that I do not have to physically go somewhere and work. If I'm a landlord and I have a mortgage on a property for $800 and I rent it out for $1,200, I am cash flow positive $400. I make $400 a month worth of passive income. I don't need to go do anything for that, right? My investment is paying me. So, at this point, and I know this is a lot to handle, guys, but if you get confused, go back and watch from the beginning of the video. I know it's confusing, but just hang with me, okay? So at this point, I've got a paid-off house. And I'm going to keep the tenants in there. I'm going to keep them in there. So the whole rent that I'm going to be charging, in the mathematics scenario, I said, hey, we're just charging them the mortgage. I'm going to be really charging them $1,200 a month. But I just wanted to show you guys simple math, and I didn't want to account for me rolling over the cash flow into the deal, which would speed up the process, by the way. So I'm making $1,200 a month. My net worth is probably somewhere from 165 grand to 200 grand net worth. I'm 26, by the way, at this point. 26 years old, and my net worth's 200 grand. Shit. And I didn't really have to do anything. Because the 1767, dude, shit, that ain't even my money. The military's giving me that money to go to school for free. The only real money that was my sweat equity was the down payment, the 32 grand I put down, and then the 733 a month for the next 4 years. But watch. That was the effort. I'm going to show you how you can snowball this and become a millionaire and make over $100,000 a year in passive income that you do not have to work for. I'm going to show you how you can do that by using this right here. Your number one asset, your mind. Okay? So, at this point, for 4 years, I was living with my parents for free. I was paying off that house, pay off the house, pay off the house, pay off the house. I move out. I buy another house. I move into it. Let's say this house is 165 grand again. Okay? The rent on this one's $1,200. This house is 165 grand. My down payment is 0%, man. I just worked so hard to get that first house paid off. My down payment on this second property is 0%. Okay? I'm going to buy a house. It's 165 grand. My new mortgage, my loan is 165. I bought the house for 165, 0% down. My loan is 165 because I'm not putting anything down on it. My mortgage now on a 3.75 is $788 a month. Remember in that first example, that's just the P and the I, so we're going to round that up to 950. We're going to round it up to 950, just like how we rounded up the first one from 630 to 800. We're going to round this one up too to account for the taxes and the insurance on the property. The PITI is what your mortgage payment consists of. So, I'm now living in this house, right? I pay my mortgage like a normal dude. $165,000 is my loan. My mortgage is $950 a month. I pay my $950 a month. At this point, I graduated from college. I have a job. I'm making money. I'm paying my $950 a month. But I'm also getting passive income from this property. So what I could do is I could collect this passive income every month and be like, dude, it's like I got an extra $1,200 coming in. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to exercise more self-discipline. This is all about self-discipline. A little bit of delayed gratification. I'm going to take this $1,200 and I'm going to roll it into the $165,000 loan on property number dos. Right? Just like what I did with my BAH in house number 1, I'm going to do the same thing with this passive income. I'm going to roll it into this one. And guess what? This house is going to get paid off. By doing that right there, 0% down, all I'm going to do is roll over my $1,200 into the $165,000 loan. That house is going to get paid off in 8 years and 2 months. So I originally had a 30-year mortgage. I know this is all written all craziness on the whiteboard, but it is what it is. I'm working with that cheap setup. 30-year mortgage, I just turned it into an 8-year mortgage by just paying my mortgage. This is passive income. This is not me sweat equity going and making money. This is passive income. I'm rolling my passive income. I just cut this payment in thirds. And the only sweat equity I'm putting into it is the $950. I'm living life like a normal Joe. Right? So, now at this point, I'm 38 and I have 2 paid for houses. These puppies probably appreciated to probably $500,000. I'm 38 years old. I probably have $500,000 in net worth at this point. With very little work. Very little work, guys. So guess what? I'm going to do it again. I'm going to move out of the second house that I was living in. I'm going to move out of that and I'm going to buy another house. That house is going to be $165,000. And if you're confused as to how I keep buying houses for $165,000, I'll explain that to you at the end of this video. This is house number 3. I now have house number 1 provides me $1,200 worth of passive income. House number 2, which is now being rented out. I was living in house number 2. I just paid it off in 8 years. I'm 38 years old. I move out of house number 2, and then that one starts making me passive income, $1,200 a month. So now my passive income total is $2,400 a month. For all you people that are like, oh, I'm going to do 20 years in the military because I want to get the retirement pay, that you could do this. This right here gets you pretty good retirement pay. $2,400 a month for the rest of your life. And at this point, you're 38 years old. There's nothing wrong with doing 20 years in the military, but if you're only doing it for the retirement, use this, man. There's other ways that you can make it happen. So, we're on house number 3. I'm now getting $2,400 a month in passive income. I don't have to work for it. House number 3, I move into house number 3. It's $165,000. I roll this. I pay my mortgage. My mortgage was the same as house number 2. $788. 0% down. Same numbers as house number 2. I'm rounding this up to $950. Literally the same exact numbers as house number 2, except I'm now rolling more money into it, so it gets paid off quicker. If any of you are familiar with Dave Ramsey's snowball method for paying off your debt, this is not paying off debt, but this is very similar. I'm snowballing my passive income into properties to build net worth without being in debt, by the way. Never having more debt than one mortgage. Never having more risk than one mortgage. I know a lot of people talk about leveraging debt, which, hey, I'm learning more about leveraging debt every single day. I'm getting myself educated. Right now, I'm scared of it. I don't know how to leverage debt. I don't want to get caught up in that, but I see the potential for it, and I'm learning about it every single day. This plan is a very risk-free plan that people who don't want to be in debt, they can do this plan and they can completely avoid having more than one mortgage at a time and still build massive amounts of wealth. So, now $2,400 a month is rolling into house number 3, excuse me. That house now gets paid off in 4 years and 9 months. And if you want to go check my math, like I said, check out the Dave Ramsey Mortgage Payoff Calculator. Now, so that I don't have to keep writing it on the board, let me show you guys this right here. If it'll focus on me. Trying to get this so it focuses. Focus. There we go. So, on the very left column is age. I'm starting when I'm 26 on this metaphorical paper, right? Price is $165,000, down payment 20%, $33,000. Mortgage is $630,000. I'm rounding up to $800,000. I rent the thing out for $1,200, but in the scenario, we're crossing it out. We're just saying that it's going to cover the mortgage. I'm going to put my BAH 1767 for the zip code of the school I'm going to on top of the mortgage plus the 733. So I'm rolling over BAH, that number, plus the 733. That total number is $2,500. I'm rolling that onto the mortgage. PO time, payoff time, 3 years and 10 months. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm 30. I'm going to buy a house, $165,000. 0% down this time. Down payment is now 0. All the way down to here, it's going to stick 0. Mortgage is now $788,000. I'm rounding up to $950,000. I'm going to live in this second house. I'm going to take the $1,200 and I'm going to roll that into this. This gets paid off in 8 years and 2 months. And you guys can see the cycle. My phone's about to die. All right, so my video cut out. But second house gets paid off in 8 years and 2 months. All I have to do there is pay my mortgage like a normal person. So I then snowball it again, buy another house for $165. At this point, I'm 38. My new passive income is $2,400 because I make $1,200 each time. And you guys can kind of see how this is going to go. Every time I pay off a house, I'm going to increase my cash flow by about $1,200. Every time I do that and I roll it, it's going to speed up the payoff time to where it gets to the point when I'm 50 years old, I'm paying off $165,000 houses in 2 years. So that means my net worth is increasing $80,000 a year, and I'm increasing my cash flow by 1,200 times 12. So whatever that number is, close to 15 grand, if not a little bit over 15 grand every single year, passive income without having to work for it. So that just goes to show you the power of using your mind, guys. So, like I said, this plan might not work for you. It's only going to work if you're military and you can use the BAH. And then also having the ability to live at home for free while you pay off that first house. But it just goes to show you, if you set your mind to anything, you can think of some pretty crazy stuff.